When I was 10, I was suddenly.
Suddenly. I didn't hear the N. Subtly is what I heard. Suddenly.
When I was 10, I was suddenly confronted.
Again on the word confronted, I didn't hear the N in the kun. I heard ka. Confronted. Confronted.
With the anguish of moving from only home I had ever known.
On the word only, the last vowel is the E as in she, and it sounded too relaxed, too much like only, E, only.
My whole life, brief as it was.
My whole life, brief as it was. Again, the problem here is the word brief, which doesn't have quite the pure E as in she vowel. E, brief.
Gracefully, touched with the laughter and tears of 4 generations.
With has an unvoiced th ending, and you said it here with a voiced. Gracefully touched with. Also, you paused after the word gracefully. It's actually describing the word touched, so there shouldn't be a pause there. Gracefully touched.
When the final day came, I ran.
Ran. You say ran, which is exactly how it's written in IPA. A with the n followed. But as I noted in another blog entry, when it's followed by an N, M, or NG, the A vowel has another vowel before the consonant. It's not a pure A, in other words. An, and it is that that I'm talking about. Ran. I ran. Ran.
When the final day came, I ran to the haven of the small back porch and sat alone.
The word alone, just like known, that part needs to be just one syllable. Alone. And I'm hearing it more as alone. So make sure you make that one syllable. Lone. Lone. It has the O as in no diphthong, and it's finished by the n and consonant sound, but it's just one syllable. Alone.
Shuddering.
Shuddering. I hear shuddery. We have to make sure there's that NG sound at the end. Shuddering. Shuddering.
As tears welled up from my heart.
That sounded really good.
Suddenly I felt a hand rest on my shoulder. I looked up to see my grandfather.
The word grandfather. I hear you emphasizing the fa, but it really should be grandfather. And perhaps as a result of you emphasizing the fa syllable, you're placing a real small shadow vowel after the word grandfather, but it should just be grandfather. And you may note that I'm not even really saying a D at all. Grandfather.
It isn't easy, is it, Billy?
Now here you say it isn't easy, all on the same pitch pretty much. But we want to really emphasize here that it isn't easy, so I would use more inflection when you speak here. It isn't easy. Or something like that, where there's more change in pitch to bring out those words a little bit more, since they are important.
He said softly.
He said softly. After the D in the word said, I heard a shadow vowel again, just like in the word grandfather. He said softly. You are probably doing that, I'm guessing, to make sure that you're enunciating your D well. And in this case, as in many cases, said. When it's followed by another word, you don't necessarily bring the tongue down to make that sound. Said softly. So the tongue does need to move up, said, into position for the D. But then just go ahead and move straight into the next word. Said softly. He said softly.
Sitting down on the steps beside me.
Now here, down. I heard something more like down. So the lips need to come in to make the second part of the ow as in now diphthong. And then I think also I was not hearing the N at the end of the word. Down. Sitting down. Sitting down on the steps beside me. In general, I'm very impressed with your accent. Excellent work.